Does.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Why do I always yell that?
I don't know.
Me neither.
You're a yeller, though.
I am. Well, thank you for joining us.
Our candlelight chat.
Yes, beautiful candle.
They can't
And
see it.
They can't? Oh, they can't.
That's good enough.
There we go. Now they can.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And that's
bit.
still the purple amethyst. And what does that mean? This is a test. Helps boost your immune system. Helps you feel mellow yellow.
I'm feeling better already.
Me too.
Okay.
Psychic attack. Psychic attack. Oh my
So,
goodness.
This is a really perfect topic, I think, to be talking about today, because we have been getting so much feedback coming in this week, and friends and family that is going through what really
Hi, Gumma.
you have found a lot to be psychic attack.
Yeah.
And so we really wanted to talk about that, so that, you know, when you know what's going on,
People
have that
understand.
awareness,
Yeah.
it's like it helps to know.
Exactly.
You know, it just makes, I know it makes me feel better, because it's like, okay, I'm not going crazy. And then we know how to help ourselves. We can protect ourselves and everything.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Vera, do you want to we can talk about psychic attack first, so that our friends know that a lot of times it's just negative thoughts that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times can be negative energy that we're getting sent from people, or even just the negative energy in the world, right, Vera?
Exactly. It's just going around. Another one is there's some different signs that you can see that, or how do I say it?
Discern.
Yes. When you're going through it. Hi, Eric. You could be disabled by fear and you don't know why. There's nothing really going on that would make you feel that way, right? Anxiety. It's like you have this feeling like doom and gloom. Something's happening, but nothing's going bad.
Exactly.
Except the pandemic.
Right.
And that's adding to a lot of psychic attacks as well.
That's so funny that you say that, because that's exactly what I was going to go towards too, is that fear is paralyzing. Mm-hmm. I had a friend just this week telling me that he was being like, he felt immobilized.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's paralyzing
it
me.
Is.
And it's not fear, it's not fear of somebody or something, it's more so about feeling bad about himself.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's one of them too. You're questioning, number one, your sanity.
Yes.
You know, am I really doing this, or am I crazy? Or fears about, am I good enough?
Exactly. Or regrets or guilt, you know, am I a bad person?
Yeah,
or
the values, your value system.
Yes, exactly, values.
And then, am I on the right path? That is another one that immobilizes people. Mm-hmm. And that's coming sometimes, most of the time, from psychic attack, but also it could come from your own fears too. But you can give yourself a psychic attack.
I know.
It's negative thoughts. It's negative energy, exactly. And I have nightmares, if you're having a lot of nightmares, night terrors, if your kids are.
Yeah, and we've heard that term, clawing at the mind. It's kind of like, it makes me think of what you said, but nothing's wrong. Mm-mm. But it's this constant
feeling.
Yeah, this feeling that's I don't want to say dis-ease, but I don't know how to explain it other than, clawing at the mind.
Extreme fatigue.
Yes, and even that's
all I've been doing all week was sleep.
Because you were feeling that.
Yes, it's been really, it was bombarding me this week. And it was actually partly mine, but partly someone else that I was picking up on.
Right.
You know, and I didn't know it was them until I started putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes, because it's like going, oh my God, why am I having these debilitating headaches? I have not had a bad headache since I started Sylvia's office.
Wow.
You know,
that
before,
was
and
that
really,
was a long time
I just
ago.
had them in high school. Mm-hmm. You know, when you started puberty, you get, you know, sometimes you get the headaches.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we can also have different physical symptoms like dizziness and nausea. Mm-hmm. I know you had that. I know I had that before. When somebody, I remember one time that happened where I I thought I had food poisoning, but I didn't eat anything. It wasn't food poisoning.
Well,
it was
that class that we had?
that's exactly where I was
Yeah,
going.
Exactly.
But for me, I didn't know till the next day you had told me about somebody that was really angry at me.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that. But that's what I mean. If we're not protected, we pick
Right.
up on it.
Right.
And you were protected, but
we're all protected.
Yes.
But sometimes it just, because of our negativity and we're like, you know, the veil gets a little thicker when we're like that, right? So we can't get the information that we need. Yeah.
Yes. And the veil that Vera's talking about is the veil between us and the other thigh. The other thigh. The other side.
I like the other side.
And that thickens, you know, because that's
I needed to laugh.
That's what our angels and our spirit guides and our master teachers can communicate with us and give us those messages to help us not be afraid or feel bad about ourselves or feel hopeless and all these other things. And
yes, it is.
That veil, when the more thick it is, then the more harder that it is to get those messages from them.
Right.
But when it's thinner, then it's easier. And one of the things that thickens it is fear. Mm-hmm. And it compounds and it makes it worse.
There's all kinds of stuff that thicken it, but yeah.
Guilt, yeah. Grief.
Especially grief.
Yes. Yeah. And
then you may be feeling emotionally drained and just don't know why. Mm-hmm. You know, that's another one too.
Yeah.
There's several different ways.
It's interesting too because psychic attack, you know, there's the negative energy of this planet, but there's also deliberate negative energy that might be sent to you. There's also from lost light souls that, like you were talking about this week, that it sounds so strange to say, but like say those that are gaining momentum with their
spirituality.
Well, I was going the other way. The lost light souls that are gaining momentum with having power over, you were saying they feel like it creates more negative waves that go out, right?
I call it grunge.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was another thing that you were talking about this week, that we have to fight against that as well. The more that we protect ourselves, the more that we bring up light, it tries to...
Because we're always protected.
Yeah.
We always are. Our guides and our angels and everybody's loved ones are protecting us. It's just that we have to add to it because we feel like we're doing something to help ourselves too.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes when we're feeling that down, then that's when the attacks come because we're vulnerable.
Exactly.
Our shields are down.
Exactly.
Kind of
and isn't it interesting that the more vulnerable that we feel, the less our defenses are up, and the more dis-ease or illness can affect us as well. So it's fascinating because not long ago, Angus was talking about, you were just telling us about the fight or flight, and how if we don't work that energy out, it settles in our body, the cortisol. Right. And so I thought that was interesting because even psychically, it's almost like a fight or flight.
Right.
So the more that we can keep our energy up and keep our light and our frequency up, then the better.
Yeah. Especially when someone is feeling kind of like in a desert period sometimes. Desert period is where you feel like your feet are just full of sand and you just can't get that step, step after step going. And you just feel like nothing's ever going to work out. And then our energy's down, so then that's whenever, how does it say? It's like whenever the lost light souls can feel and sense that we're going on to a different level, spiritually evolving, then they're like right there going like, oh no, we're not going to let this happen.
Exactly.
And they also pick on other people that are around
We're like this, because I was just going to go there.
Yeah, because they want the other person that's close to you to feel that negativity too. So they might start fighting with you more.
Exactly. And then it waylays your progress, or it distracts you. That's exactly where it's going.
Because this person might be someone that is your safe space.
Yes.
Is your safe spot.
Right.
But then the lost light. They don't want you to have that. So they're trying to get that energy broken up. So that's why you have to kind of pace yourself and figure out what's going on. Take time to figure out instead of just pouncing on people.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where it's so good
I can't get words out today.
It's so good to have that awareness of what it can be, because if not, we think we might develop mistrust or resentment or anger or whatever towards this person, when really it's this other influence that's happening. And Angus, I remember he described it once as a distraction. It's so funny how he has these terms, but they're so much more profound than how they might sound on the surface. Because when he says a distraction, it's like, here I am, wailing around, going, "Oh my God, it's the end of my life,"
As we know it.
But it's something that we have power over, and we can, now that we know about it, we can protect ourselves, even though we're already protected. Like you said, it's a part of our strength because
and our
it
growth
adds to
we want to be able to protect ourselves.
It's that reaching up for it that really helps us to make it stronger.
Exactly.
Because we're on this plane, and so the more the energy that we put into it, then the stronger it's going to be for us. Okay.
So I have ways that we can combat.
Excellent.
Okay, and one of them is you can use sage.
I love the
to
smell of
sage
sage.
yourself. Or where's my little doohickey?
Don't throw a big one in the sink though.
No.
You might burn the porcelain. Not that we've ever done that.
No. But you can get crystals like selenite is great.
I love the selenite you've given me.
Negative energy. You just put it all around your aura and just like get away from me, you dark energy, lost light energy kind of thing.
Oh, can I add one real fast? I just have to, because one time you were telling me about my mom needed to bless her home because of the energy that's coming into her home. So you can bless your house too. And what you can do is you just go from room to room. You can make holy water, and you have your salt, and I usually
sea salt.
Sea salt, and I light a white candle, and I'll just say, Mother and Father, bless this room with the white light of the Holy Spirit.
You can use any color you like.
Yeah, and may no darkness enter, or what's the other one? Remain or enter. And so you go throughout the different rooms, and then around the house as well.
I just kind of say, no one's allowed except from God's light.
That's even quicker.
Yeah. That's kind of my... Yeah, exactly. And then you could say, I release this negative energy so that I could follow my life's chart to its fullest potential. That's a good, affirmation to say after, or whatever comes to your mind. It's better if you come up with it because it's more personal to you.
Yeah, I was writing down like a little quick. It's not really a prayer, but to have hope, to have hope in others, and to move forward with grace, because. When we feel immobilized with fear or whatever negativity towards others or whatever, it's like, tapping into our own strength, having hope, facing our fear, whatever it might be, activating, because fear is passive. But when you do something, you face your fear and say, you know what, I'm still going to move forward, and I'm going to talk with, this person, see what's going on, figure things out, and do it with your own strength and your grace.
Exactly.
That helps.
White light, like you said, or any color. That helps you with your, I use like rainbows of colors sometimes when you want a big impact, to help you. So there's other ones, like what else could we do? I know of two, or I actually know a lot more, but.
Well, I was just going to mention that your angels.
Yeah.
Your angels are there to, protect you from fear. We talked about the guardian angel just a few weeks ago, and that's an angel that can really help you to...
any of them can, but...
Yeah, to cut through that darkness or that negativity of thought with that light that they are, and infuse you. Did you find something?
No, but I had something on the back of it that's
not to be
interesting.
Okay. Okay, do tell.
Cord cutting.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Or actually also I don't know how you could do this, but what I do is sometimes when I really want to get grounded, is I'll have my, you know how we all have the cord coming out of our, which chakra is this one? I forget.
It's
Solar plexus chakra. So that's where your umbilical cord is, right? So, and I have it go into a special grid that is mine in the center of the earth.
So of course, this is a visualization.
Visualization.
That you use.
Mm-hmm.
And
because we all have our own grid,
and you're visualizing a cord, like a light energy that's going from your belly button basically to the earth,
to the center of the earth. But we all have our own little numbered grids. So because that's what I said. I always have my own little grid. I don't know why, but then I connect to that to keep me grounded.
I see.
Yeah. The cord cutting is if there's anyone that's around you that's negative and that you really want to cut out of your life. And you don't know how many times I tell them about this, I guess you could call it a little ceremony, because you can actually take a ribbon or, you put yourself in a circle of sea salt is what I do. And then you go in the middle and you have scissors and you have a cord. And one part of the cord belongs to the person that you need to cut yourself from, and you cut it. You know how many people have said, I can't cut the cord?
Wow.
Isn't it interesting? And it's like somebody that's like really not good for them and they know it and they still can't cut it.
Isn't that fascinating?
They get this close and it's like they can't do it.
I have to tell you, you just would not believe how powerful that really is, because we actually do form a bond or a cord of energy to a person that we are connected with, like let's say in a relationship. And before I ever came to this philosophy, I had this dream after I broke up with my ex-fiance. And there was this big cord of energy that I had cut with the big scissors, and he was trying to desperately tie it back together, and it kept slipping out. How wild is that?
Yeah.
What Vera is talking about
But
really
see how
exists.
Our souls know. Our soul knows.
I know, it's amazing. It's like, it just blows my mind. That's one of the reasons, not just that, but why I resonate so much to this philosophy. It just makes so much sense. But so we get this bond of attachment.
Yeah, that's how I have it. I release the energy attachments so that I may serve my higher self.
And you know what? We can do that even with old ideals or thoughts or fears or things that have held us back that we want to release as well, that are bothering us. Like those old replaying tapes, that's like a part of psychic attack. It's like it keeps replaying in our mind.
Or you can strengthen,
like this, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you can strengthen your aura using the colors of the chakras. Like you start at your feet and just envision that it's swirling colors, and it's swirling around. The red is swirling around your feet, and then you go all the way up, and you go all the way through all the different chakras.
Colors.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
I feel
too.
quite refreshed right now.
Yeah, and then you feel that energy moving. So then that makes it amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I allow my positive energy to deflect the negative energy that's stopping me or stopping my potential.
Perfect.
Something like that. Make up your own. And then the last one I have, though, and you might have more, is, and you talked about the angels too, but in dream time we get a lot of psychic attacks.
Yes,
so that you ask before you go to sleep that all of your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side are protecting you from a negative attack.
It's amazing, isn't it, Vera, how much at night we are so open to where we receive a lot of that. And in the mornings, a lot of time, we wake up with just all kinds of weird negative thoughts that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And so that's why, it's because at night we're so open, like you just said. So that's a great way to protect ourselves before we even go to bed.
Exactly.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we also want you to know that by tomorrow night, in fact, probably tonight, on our website, we're going to have a new podcast with a meditation. That's going to be a good one, so you can go check that out too.
Protection, right, you said?
Yeah, it's going to be for protection.
Yeah. So. And it's always great to ask our angels and everything, and our spirit guides, all that, but it's so powerful for us to do it for ourselves too.
Exactly.
Because we're actively helping ourselves with our chart.
Yeah, like we talked about, Angus has always been empowerment.
Empowerment.
And that's that angel, the power angel that gives us the power. We have it within us.
Exactly.
And we need to utilize that.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for. All right.
Yeah.
We love you all, and we
Yeah.
will see you tomorrow.
Have a great non-psychic attack week.
Yeah. I second that.